I decided to start this episode by showing you guys some photos from my childhood. Take a look. This is me with my granddad. How sweet. Aw. So we were trending in France yesterday. Yeah, Candace Owens trending in France. Kind of a big deal. I love that. Why? For conducting basic research, for conducting a very basic investigation into the credible claims that Brigitte Macron was actually born Jean-Michel.
So Candace Owens' name is trending all over social media. There are headlines about her. She's trending kind of globally for a lot of different things that she's been saying. And this particular one is she's accusing the president's wife of being transgender. Now, I want to go over that and a couple other things that she's been saying and some backlash she's been receiving too. There's even talks about a certain personality calling her out of her name. So we're going to go ahead and get all into that. But before we do, guys, please don't forget to hit the like button if you like this episode. Thank you.
Jean-Michel Trogneux, and lived for 30 years as a man before transitioning into a woman. And guess what? Emmanuel Macron, he's mad. You guys, he's big mad about this. Check out this headline coming from the Daily Mail. It says, "Furious, Emmanuel Macron finally speaks out over claims his wife Brigitte was born a man." He's furious, guys. He's really mad. He's so furious.
I'm trying to do the Tucker Carlson thing, and it's actually getting on my nerves. So let me just say this, okay? So I dig it. I already know you guys are probably like, I don't care. Don't leave yet, okay? Because guess what? There's better things to talk about. And that's my point. I've seen pictures of Brigitte Macron. I already think Brigitte Macron is a man. I do. I do. I just do. I don't need the background information. I don't need the investigation because I don't care. I don't care at all. I don't even see the purpose of why Candace made this episode. I'm going to keep it very real. Now, but I do think that there are other things that we should talk about and get into more important details about different things. Like I'm into, guys, that I talk about the transgender stuff definitely a lot on this channel. But this to me was just like not necessary. But let's go ahead and get it. But my episode is, so don't go to don't go anywhere. So, all right, well, she's going to go into Brigitte's, background, that Brigitte doesn't have any pictures from childhood and this, that, and the other. But again, it does not change my life. There's another story that Candace is talking about, but she's starting to slow down her narrative. Not her narrative, but she's starting to slow down her toughness, the way how she was saying, I'll say whatever I want. You see this here. I'm done being threatened, But you could tell that things are starting to calm down because we have this thing here about the CIA.
All right, guys, happy Thursday.
We have this thing here about TikTok. Now, we know that TikTok is it's going to be banned, and we're going to talk about exactly why. But this title already bothers me. TikTok banned, the CIA wants their narrative back. Who's the CIA? What are you talking about? Like, if because you work for Ben Shapiro, you can't talk about things in the proper words in clarity, then just don't talk about it. That's how I feel, because at the end of the day, again, this is why in this country, I feel like we're in a lot of issues because we don't talk in clarity. We just don't. Let's look into it.
All right, you guys already know that I do not have TikTok for a lot of reasons, but I do often go viral on TikTok. And recently I was going viral because I sat down with George Janko and we were talking about 9/11. I always go back to that moment in my childhood and how brainwashed I think all of us were.
I'm not going to do the 9/11 narrative, okay? Because you're not ready to talk about it in reality. Again, it is so annoying. Sorry, yo. I think it's your duty to be real with people, for real. But drop a comment below. Let me know if I'm being too hard on Candace, But anywho, so I don't have TikTok either because they banned me prophylactically. I've never posted on there, but I can't get on. I'm not allowed. So anyway, let's get into some more.
Just accepting this narrative that all Muslims are bad. So it doesn't matter what happened to them in the Middle East. And so thank God that we no longer live in those times. Thank God for independent media. Thank God really for the collapse, I would say, of mainstream media, because now you can hear different narratives and you can accept whether or not you believe a Candace Owens versus a CNN, but at least you're able to hear, again, different perspectives. Well, let's jump into this TikTok ban, because this is getting really interesting. I didn't expect.
So yeah, you get to get different perspectives of the same watered down.
So they're pushing another TikTok ban bill really hard, but something does not add up about it at all.
Bro, I've been trying to wrap my head around this for the last couple days and nothing was making sense until I stumbled upon this leaked recording. First off, what I'm about to get into is highly controversial. It's extremely sensitive, so I'm going to have to be really careful about it.
And so we really have a TikTok problem, a Gen Z problem, because again, like we've been chasing this left-right divide. It's the wrong game. The real game is the next generation that our community needs to put the same brains that gave us Tag Lee, the same brains that gave us all these other amazing innovations, need to put our energy towards this, like fast.
So we'll stop right there because I have to be very careful too. Okay, so we heard that, and we know that there are lobbyists who listen. Money talks, BS walks, right? And this is just how it goes. The people with the most money, they end up getting their point across, and they get, they get the results. I guess that's how our country is being ran. Okay, we can do things about that. We can demand of our elected officials or our electoral candidates to know who's actually funding them, and say that we don't want certain people funding them, or or who do they answer to? Question them about it. Okay, guys. All right, bam. Now, so due to the funding, that bill did pass the House. Okay, so anyway, we're gonna move on a little bit from that story. I also want to know what is this chase the left-right divide. What is? I think that's a part of the video that everybody missed. Anywho, let's see how she ends up summarizing this.
All right, so there you have it. That is the current narrative on TikTok. And by the way, that is one of 3 reasons that I am against the TikTok ban. Because number 1, it will in fact lead to more anti-Semitism. Because when you have someone who is not liked, by the way, by Democrats and Republicans, a lot of people have issues with Jonathan Green.
So anyway, she's whitewashing it. All right. So we'll just stop right there with Candace Owens. So I get it. You know what I mean? Like, all right, I get it. We'll leave it there. All right. And so what she ends up saying is that, the main reason is that she doesn't want that is because it's going to cause a certain kind of, hate. Okay.
Just realize that TikTok could potentially impact our pre-approved war narratives. If they are able to get that letter of Osama bin Laden around, think what else they're going to be able to get around. We don't control TikTok like we control Facebook and Instagram. By the way, I think that's a good thing. Deep state narratives being weakened is a good thing.
Deep state. All right, moving on. I'm not going to waste your time with this. So, the new rumor on Candace, though, apparently is.
And let me tell you something, okay? That Jew.
Whoa. Okay. So there is apparently some sort of leaked something, and this is, allegedly. Whoa, is this real? Are the rumors confirmed? Rabbi Shmuley called Candace Owens. So this man and Candace Owens have been going through it on Twitter. It's just been really, really wrong. What's been happening, and apparently, there's a situation that. Where he might have called her a name and everything. And so, people are asking like what's going on and everything else like that. So I'll see you guys at the next video. Bye.